Let's take a look at how to apply gradients to text. In this case, I have taken a new document with this dimension of 1920 by 1080 pixels. Now I'm going to take a random text like this one. Uh, let's take a text, horizontal type tool, and click here. It's going to show up some random text like that, and say I'm going to type gradient here. I'm gonna change the color of this to black for now, although we are going to change it to some gradient later on. And I'm gonna just align it to the center, and I'm gonna increase the font size as well. Center, center. Okay. Now there are a couple of ways of applying gradient to the text. Some of them are destructive and some of them are non-destructive. Let's just take a look at first some destructive here. I have control clicked on the text, the T icon here, press control and then click. After you see there is a little dotted line around the hand, click and then you'll see this selection happen. Go to the new layer and then choose the gradient tool from the toolbar. You can use the shortcut G to activate gradient, or shift G if it's not. Okay, now it's active. Now you can select any of these gradients of your choice. I'm going to choose linear for now, and from top to bottom I'm going to apply a gradient, and there I have my gradient applied in this particular selection. I switched off this, and this is a destructive way. I cannot further edit this. Once done, it's gone. Now I cannot further edit this again, or even if I want to change the text, that won't be possible. So let's see some other way. The other way is you can just go to the adjustments, go to a gradient, and then you can apply some random gradient. Okay, and then right click on this. You have to right click on this area where the name is written and create clipping mask, and this gradient will be applied on this text, particularly on the text. Now in case if I change the text, let's say I'll just add in text, the gradient will be applied to it. Also I have the freedom to go inside and change the text settings or the gradient color or anything I want. Let's say I'll just scale the gradient down. I can scale down the gradient, I can reverse it if I want to. I can even change the colors like so. Okay, and I can also change the style or the angle as well. So I have that much of freedom here. When compared to the previous method, this much is far more effective. One more method we can have is I'm gonna go to this type menu and create work path. I have the path now. I go to the new layer and then I'm gonna fill the path with the gradient. This is also a better way, but still I have this gradient in the form of a vector shape now. I converted the path into a vector shape. I still have the freedom to go back in here and change the color of this gradient, but I will not be able to change the text later because this text has been converted into a shape now. So let's just go ahead and delete that. Press U and try to change the You can change that, but I cannot add any or remove any letters in here, because once this has been converted into an object, that's not a possibility. So I want some method there where I can keep this text intact and the gradient style as well intact. One more method we can see is we can go to this, double click on this, or you can access the layer style from this FX and go to a gradient overlay. This is the best method to apply gradient on the text. It goes directly on the text. Let's say I'm going to choose this gradient. Give OK. We can also give a blending option here. I can even increase or decrease the opacity of the gradient. I can reverse it. I can choose a different style of gradient as well. Also, I can change the angle and the scale. I can control the gradient like this from here, or the scale as well. So I can give OK. And you can see here, I have the liberty to go ahead and rechange this in case I want to. And I have the text layer intact. I'm going to go inside the text. I can add more fonts in this particular and then make the changes like so. So this one is the most constructive way to add gradients to the fonts.